Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. You are listening to the first episode of the limited series Creating Web3, a podcast where you will hear from the pioneers working, living, and especially building the future of the metaverse and Web3. I'm your host, Tiffany Monahan. Welcome to the first episode of Creating Web3. I'm here with François Mahl, the co-founder of TROPEE, TROPEE.com. To hand it over to you.
Sure. Of course. So my name is François. I'm French, as you can hear. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of TROPEE, TROPEE.com. And at TROPEE, we are a no-code platform that helps NFT creators to launch, create, and manage NFT utilities. So we basically help creators to add more value to their collection with utilities.
You went to the event in Paris a couple of weeks ago, the NFT event?
Yeah, were you there?
No, I wasn't. I was not there, but I know some people who were there.
It was big, like so many people went there. I think they hosted 3,000 people. It was mental.
Oh my gosh. And was it mostly people in France or was it all across Europe?
All across Europe. And I think it was even international. Everybody was speaking English.
Okay.
No, it was crazy. It's amazing to see how many people are into Web3 nowadays. And that was their first event as well. So huge success for them. Congrats.
Yeah. And so what was the format of the event like? Was it a lot of people speaking or?
So it was like, there was a few speaking rooms. So I think like there were talks every 1 hour with different subjects. But also there was a lot of booths and, a lot of people talking and, exchanging in different areas. So it was packed, really packed. And it was sunny as well. So people were outside having drinks. It was nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's super cool. And was there anything interesting that you saw? Like, what were some of the, I guess, most memorable parts?
I think Web3 is mostly remote and everybody is like on their own. It's nice to see people gathering together. And I thought like with these events, you really realize how big of a community Web3 is. It's really on your face when you see 3,000 people, and they're all very different, which is what I really like. You've got all types of people, young, old, tattoos, piercing, whatever, t-shirts, even people with crazy hats on and everything. It was really nice. So it's nice to see people in real life, gathering in real life. This is not only Twitter and Discord and LinkedIn anymore.
That's awesome. It's like the gathering of all the niche underground communities, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And there is another one in New York soon. So it's going to be pretty epic. I think it lasts 4 days and they've got more than 1,000 speakers.
Oh, wow. And what is the spirit of these kinds of events? Like, what does the community kind of feel like?
I think people are just very happy to be part of something big. You can just really think that there is a sense of we are very early and we are the builders and we are the early adopters of this whole new movement. So it's all very exciting. I don't know if you can compare it to something, but I could compare it to the kind of excitement that people have when they are at the beginning of something.
And is everyone there? Do you think people are there as fans, as entrepreneurs, as investors, maybe a mix of all of them?
There's plenty of people, Web2 people who come there because they are just very curious. A lot of VCs go there. A lot of brands who are looking to jump into Web3. Also, a lot of proper Web3 people, builders, creators. It was a good mix of different kind of people, which is what makes a good event, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like you actually at most events don't often get that. And what do you think everybody's take on Web3 is?
So this day was mostly about NFTs. So it was quite interesting to to get like the spirits of the people. A lot of topics, obviously, but my topic is about utilities. So I was trying to discuss to people about utilities and how it applies to their NFT collections and all of that stuff. But other than that, plenty of different topics about the future of NFTs, about gaming as well, and fashion as well. Fashion seems to be a big one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree on that one. It's my personal passion. And so actually, I mean, I'd like to understand kind of, I couldn't be there. I was actually in the US, but I'd like to understand what the current state is and like how well people are understanding what NFTs are.
There are always levels. Like you've got people who really understand the whole thing. You've got people that are very new, but um, we are still very early in the process. So things are moving so fast, and there is a lot of education to be made.
Yeah. I actually
Obviously.
saw you did a LinkedIn post the other day that was like explaining NFTs to your grandmom.
So what I say is that so NFTs, they are non-fungible tokens, complex words, obviously, but I'm going to explain that to you, grandma. And my grandma does what she calls a honey apple cake. It doesn't sound amazing, but it really is. It's really good.
I don't know. I
And
think honey apple cake sounds really good.
honey apple cake is delicious, delicious. So what I said to her is that, well, grandmother, that recipe could be an NFT, and let me tell you why. So because there is only one grandma in the world that does this recipe. I've never seen any other grandma doing a honey apple cake. Never. So there is only one grandma that does that. So it's a unique recipe like any others. And this honey apple cake recipe could be an NFT because it represents an original asset. So even if copies are made in the future, it will be unique. We can apply this thing with blockchain. So what is blockchain in this mac and cheese thingy? What is blockchain? So blockchain is basically the cookbook. The recipes recording in this massive and global cookbook, the blockchain. And what I said also in this LinkedIn post was that the great thing about this book, the blockchain, is that the ink is magical. It's magic, and anyone can write in it, but no one can erase it. So that's what I said. Whether it's for mac and cheese or honey apple cake, it works this way. But it's very tricky to explain NFTs to a grandma. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, I feel like even with the honey apple cake, maybe they won't quite get it. But yeah,
No,
I think too with NFTs, like the example of something that can't be recreated, even if you try to do something similar, like you take the code of an asset and you try to copy it or something like this, you can't copy the fact that you're not the actual owner. And I think that aspect of NFTs, I believe it's the first time that you can actually have ownership of a digital asset, and that's what makes it interesting. And so maybe going back to some of the people that you met at the event and the NFT space, what are you seeing unfolding in the NFT space? Because it exploded and now it's kind of evolving and is in still developmental phases.
yeah, definitely evolving. I mean, I had a hoodie on with the word utility written on it. So obviously people went and talked to me about utilities, which is our thing with TROPEE. And it was fascinating to see that people now understand that they need to add utilities to their NFTs if they want to keep their collection alive and attractive on the long run. So pretty fascinating to talk to those people and see how they apply utilities to their campaigns, how they apply utilities to their collections. Yeah, I think the future looks very amazing, and super creative for NFTs.
So what are the people that came up to you and said, you're working on utilities, like that's super cool. What are they working on, and what is their kind of activities in the Web3 space?
There are NFT creators usually, or agencies working with brands who are looking to get into the NFT bandwagon. And usually what happens and what we see is that people sold out their campaigns, they sold out their NFT collection. And what happens is that they are facing this massive problem of delivering utilities. The word utilities all over the place. They know that they need to deliver perks, benefits to their holders if they want to keep their collection alive. But the how do I do it thingy is super complex, and they're really struggling with it. So if you ask them, they are pretty much always trying to do the same things. They are trying to deliver a physical product. They are pretty much all trying to create physical events or events in the metaverse. Things like that, they seem easy to do, but when you really put your hand into it, it's highly complicated. And this is what we're tackling with TROPEE. So all those people, they came and talked to me. They were like, "Oh, I've got this amazing utility idea. I want to do this. I want to do that." I was just writing down all this information to try to help them with TROPEE.
And so maybe even to go back a step. So you said that NFT creators and brands who are interested in creating NFTs came to talk about utilities. Like, what are they first creating, and how does it evolve to a stage where they need something like a utility, or they want to have something like a utility?
I think there are two things. Nowadays, like the people that we talk to, we usually arrive post mint. They have created their NFTs. They have done a lot of work on designing their NFTs,
Post
creating
mint,
the
you said?
post mint, yeah. And they want to deliver utility. So we arrive here. But we also see a whole new wave of people who go on blogs and medias like Medium, for example, and read a lot about how to keep their collection successful in the future. So they know even before the mint that they need to add utilities. So we see a whole new wave of creators who think about utilities even before the mint. What I can see is that back in the days, like 2021 collections, they were creating a roadmap without knowing how they would manage to deliver those utilities. But now it seems like people think ahead and think of the utilities while they are creating that NFT collection. So it's part of the process now.
And so when I'm an NFT creator and I create my collection of NFTs, each NFT would have in it a utility that's attached to it. Is that right?
I mean, the sky is the limit when you think about it. You can apply a certain utility to certain NFTs. So let's say, for example, you want to only give a one-to-one session with Elon Musk, which would be an amazing utility to people who've got certain metadata in their NFTs. You can. For example, this guy, Gary V, with VFriends, he does that. Actually, certain specific properties in the NFT collection difference allow to have certain utilities. So you can actually segment your NFT holders based on properties, based on the amount of NFTs they have, based on the amount of time they've been holding your NFTs to give them a specific utility. And this is what we are exactly doing with TROPEE. We allow creators to segment and attach a list of holders to a specific utility. And usually people think about that even before mint now.
So let's put an example to it to maybe add some context. And since Elon Musk is front page of the news all this week, maybe we'll stick with this example. So if there was, let's say, a Tesla Discord community, and in it they were selling NFTs of Tesla cars, and could you maybe paint an example of how it would work if I were to buy an NFT of a Tesla? Maybe my Tesla is I don't know, zebra print, and has a fuzzy steering wheel and all the things that I might get and how that would work. Maybe as you were explaining to your grandma.
You mean as a holder or as a creator?
Both. If maybe from the holder perspective, like I have these certain elements in my NFT, how would that work that I know what's on the roadmap and then that the creator would be able to deliver those to me?
Yeah, sure. So usually creator, they communicate about their utilities on their website. They communicate about the utilities on their Discord, and they usually have a utility plan. If you look at difference, for example, you go on their website and you can see for each specific NFTs, the utilities that are attached to it. So usually people have a plan in mind. Creators, they have a plan in mind for which utility they want to attach for which NFT. But let's get back to your Zebra Tesla example, if you will. Imagine you are the creator of the crypto Teslas, whatever, and you want to attach a utility to this specific Zebra Tesla. What you will do here is that you will be able to use a platform like TROPEE to say, okay, if this NFT has the Zebra property, I don't know, crazy steering wheel, crazy steering wheel property, those people who got NFTs with those properties, they are going to be having this specific utility. And you, as a creator, are setting that. You are creating that. You are basically setting the rules for that.
So I say, okay, everyone with the Zebra Tesla gets a interview with Elon Musk. Then with what you're doing at TROPEE is allowing the Tesla community owners to say, okay, here's the members of the community who are going to get that interview, or here's the one member, and identify those.
So at TROPEE, we help creators to create those utilities. So we help creators to segment, find people who they want to add utilities to, and we help them to create those utilities. But also, we are creating a utility portal that helps holders to claim their utilities. So we know that people are pretty sick of Discord. They don't want to use Discord anymore. When you are over 20, I think you just go on Discord to actually see the utilities of your NFTs. Those people will be able to, if the collection is using TROPEE, those holders will be able to connect to TROPEE with their wallets, see the NFTs that they have and the utilities that they have access to under each NFT. So it's a very simple platform that we call the utility portal that empowers the holders to claim any utilities they've got access to. So very usually, like they love it because there is no noise. We cut through the noise of Discord and we only provide value in this utility platform.
Yeah, and going through and muting Discord is so painful.
I do that all the time. So mainly TROPEE is a platform for NFT creators because what we hear is that there is a massive pain for them to manage and create and launch those utilities. So TROPEE is a platform that's made especially for them, so they can do that at scale in minutes instead of hours. So in that way, NFT creators are saving a lot of time, but also at the same time, one of our mission is to empowers holders to have an amazing experience when they are claiming those utilities. So we are trying to give value to creators by helping them to create utilities at scale and in a very easy and pleasant platform. And we also at the same time, creating this amazing experience of redeeming and claiming those utilities for holders. So it's a bit of both. But our mission is just to make it very simple for all of those people.
Or could you maybe talk about some of the use cases that you guys have been working on a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Like there is one creator that we're working on, and it's a French media actually, and 10 of his NFTs, they've got a ledger on their on the design. And one of the utilities that 10 of those people, they receive a ledger as a utility, a physical ledger as a utility. So if you own this NFT that has a ledger on, you will receive a ledger as a utility. So without a platform like TROPEE, what you have to do is like go on Discord and find those people. You don't know who those people are because you just have wallet addresses. So it's very complex, super manual and painful. And so those guys, they are using TROPEE because you can just go to your TROPEE platform and select tokens who have this ledger as a property in the metadata, and add the physical redemption utility, which is one of the utilities that we have in our utility gallery. We call that a utility gallery. We are building more than 100 utilities at the moment at scale. So yeah, they use TROPEE to do that. It takes them literally minutes, and then they can just send a link to those people, and those people can just claim their ledgers on the utility portal platform.
I hear about, gaming in Web3 a lot, fashion in Web3 a lot. And one area that I'm interested in, and I want to see how it unfolds, I think is super interesting, is actually media. So how is all of the content that's being created in the metaverse right now, or in Web3 right now, like digital fashion designs, gaming, different worlds, realms, how is the media in the end, like if we think about maybe a magazine traditionally, how does the media play into curating some of that content?
I see that even for medias, NFTs could be just a membership of people who are highly engaged with a brand, with a creator, with a media. So it's always nice to have this VIP club of people who are super engaged with you, and to have them highly involved in the project and deliver them specific perks, specific benefits. So imagine if you are a media, you could be Vogue. You can issue like 10,000 NFTs and give them the ability to vote for the cover of Vogue, for example. You can ask them also, you can also probably like give them the utility of going to the Paris Fashion Week. You can ask them to choose the topics they want for the magazine. The sky is the limit if you think like this. If you think of utilities as proper, like very VIP membership club of people who are highly engaged, could be the same for any artist, to be honest. Imagine you're a fan of, I don't know, Adele, and Adele issues 10,000 NFTs. The perks can be limitless. It could be like free tickets to Adele gigs. It could be a one-to-one with Adele every year. It could be, highly exclusive content, backstories about Adele, things like this. And people will fight to buy those NFTs if they are proper fans of Adele. So I think of it this way, highly like memberships of people who are very involved with a project, a creator, a media, an artist, whatever.
First of all, I love that the first celebrity that came to your mind is Adele. And second of all, I also think that right now the majority of people perceive NFTs to be like a digital artwork or like a piece of music, almost like an asset, right? Because I guess we are saying a lot that it's a digital asset that you can own. But what's interesting about what you're saying here is that it's not necessarily a digital asset, but it's a membership almost. Like this digital asset can bring you something that's much more than just something you keep on your computer or your phone.
I agree. Yeah, it's a community, and by creating that community, you've got special perks for the community. Look at Board A, for example. They are amazing assets, digital assets, and you've got the IP and everything. But on top of that, you are part of a community. and you've got the perks of that community. You can talk to those people. You can go to those special events. You get access to a coin, for example. All those things, there are special perks and benefits, utilities that are only made for a community of 10,000 people in the world who are really rich right now.
It's like utility driven loyalty is almost what I want to call it.
Could be like that, yeah. I mean, those are like VIP clubs. Like for any brands, they have a VIP club because they know that people who are highly engaged with them, they need to cherish those people. They need to involve those people in certain processes. So I think that yeah, those NFTs are going to be communities that are trying to be involved with a brand, an artist, or even a project like Bored Ape. And those communities want to feel special. They want to have specific perks. They want to have specific accesses. They want to keep the community going. And from people on the outside of those communities, if they see, like for me, for example, when I see people who have Bored Apes and I see all the perks that Bored Ape owners have, I'm like, oh damn! If I had the money, I would like to have Bored Ape. So it also keeps the campaign alive. And as an NFT creator, this is all you want because the biggest money that you can make is on the secondary market. With the royalties thingy, creators make a lot more money. Successful creators make a lot more money on the secondary market than they do on the primary one.
And so, I mean, maybe just sticking with the Bored Apes as an example. So the community is super engaged. You have a lot of people who want a asset that's super desirable, and maybe they don't get it in the first release. And so what they'll want is that second release where it's resold, and maybe we can compare it to like I don't know, a Supreme t-shirt or like some Stussy, but those traditional models like sneaker resale, for example, we understand. But how is it different now with NFTs and this digital ownership?
Well, it's all about money, to be honest. Like for example, Supreme stops making money the moment their product leaves the door. It's the same for Nike, the same for any brand. Even though the resale value of their product is increasing over time, they will never see any money from that. So the value of the NFTs for those creators, for, I don't know, think about creators that have products that gain value over time, like Supreme or Rolex, things like this, Birkins, Hermes Birkins. All those things, if they are NFTs, obviously the creator, whenever the product changes hands, whenever this NFT changes hands and gets traded, those creators, they will keep making money with the royalty system of NFTs. So you've got to understand that when you create an NFT as a creator, you've got a smart contract, which is a contract that's linked to those NFTs. And inside this smart contract, which is hosted on the blockchain, the creator can put the royalties that they are going to get for each sale. So let's say I am the creator of the, I don't know, Bored Ape NFT, and I put in the smart contract that I'm gonna get 2% out of each sale. That means that when this NFT moves from person 1 to person 2, I'm gonna get 2.5% of this sale. And when it moves from person 2 to person 3, I'm gonna get as well the same percentage on that sale. So it is fascinating because it gives a lot of power to creators, a lot of power to brands, and if you put it to an extent, like it's a new system. It's a whole new system that we've got in front of us, mainly because, you know, in Web2 in general, you don't make money when the product leaves the door. And with Web3 and this system of NFTs, as a brand, as a creator, you're going to be able to make money as your art, as your NFTs, get traded in the future. And to me, this is a game changer. This is why like NFTs are amazing. It's because it really empowers the creators.
And we have a message from our sponsors of this episode, Grow by SAP. Grow by SAP is laser focused on being the uncontested, trusted technology partner to power scale up growth. They've created a comprehensive offer that covers the main processes to support your company through hypergrowth and help you scale. It's a SaaS package that covers finance, procurement, supplier relationships, and project management, even other areas as well, like HR and travel and expense. And they're committed today to ensure the success of businesses who will achieve something out of this world tomorrow. You can get in touch with them with a link in the show notes or at sap.io/grow.
So I read this article. It was fascinating. It was about NFTs who could actually save the planet because they were a good way to fight planned obsolescence. And when you think of it, the example that they used was cars. Right now, when a car leaves the company, could be Ford, Toyota, whatever, the manufacturer stops making money at that point. And obviously, what they do is that they create cars that last 10 years, 8 years, 7 years. It's the same for a lot of products. Like, let's take, for example, a vacuum cleaner. Your vacuum cleaner, I change my vacuum cleaner every couple of years. Like, why? It just seems like the lifespan of those products is getting smaller and smaller. But what this article said, and I think it was pretty spot on, is that if all those products were NFTs and attached to an NFT, actually brands would make products that would live longer in the future. Like they would make cars that are actually working for 50 years, 60 years, because every time those products change hands, the creator or the manufacturer would actually make a commission, a royalty out of that sale. So that's super interesting.
I wonder too, like if you took your car to the mechanic and you said, I need to fix my tire, if the manufacturer, because in the end, I guess they provide the part as well, usually. I don't know if they could get a piece of that too.
That maybe in the future, who knows?
One thing I did want to talk about, so we think of these digital assets like I buy a digital artwork or maybe a digital Nike sneaker or something, and I hold it. But if I think about the surrounding world where that asset lives, it's being built out, and I guess it's what we're calling the metaverse. And maybe at the event in Paris you saw some great examples of this, but what are some of your thoughts around the metaverse and how these digital assets can live in their own space?
It's quite hard to predict because there are different metaverse, and it's hard to predict, but we are very early. Who knows how those assets will live in different metaverses. Right now, you buy something on Fortnite and you can only use it on Fortnite, but maybe in the future, your skin that you've got on Fortnite you will be able to use it on the sandbox, for example. So it's very hard to predict. The digital world that we are right now is a bit boring. We share experiences, but those experiences are not amazing. I think we'll see in the future with those metaverse and everything that's being built right now. I think that we'll see those experiences being so much better. I know that Exclusible, the brand, is working on a virtual office, for example. Right now we could be in a virtual office surrounded by beautiful NFTs on the walls, etc. So yeah, it's getting there. People are building it, and I think it's gonna evolve like crazy in the next months and years.
And when we're even thinking about, okay, there's multiple metaverses, maybe there's one for my office, there's one for my house, and in each one I have, maybe it's the media NFT that I bought and I have my digital ledger, then do you think, like, how does TROPEE think about the digital assets that people will have maybe across across platforms, or if they want to use it in different purposes?
I mean, TROPEE is a tech that provides utility to NFTs. So regardless of where those NFTs are used, we'll always provide utilities and benefits and perks to those NFTs. I'm not sure we've got a proper answer about how we integrate TROPEE in the metaverse yet. But what we know is that in terms of utilities, we've got we can enable creators to create metaverse wearables for their NFTs. So this is an amazing utility that's usually being done at the moment. So if you've got, for example, your NFT with TROPEE, you could create your metaverse wearable for this NFT.
So looking towards the future, I mean, is there something specific on the TROPEE roadmap? The TROPEE roadmap, not to get confused with the NFT roadmap.
I mean, for us, like we are proper tech and infrastructure. So in our roadmap, we've got plenty of exciting stuff to basically help creators add more value to their collection and help holders have a way better experience to experience those utilities, claim those utilities, and just enjoy the journey that those creators will build with TROPEE.
Awesome. And so, I mean, it's awesome to hear about TROPEE and how you're bringing infrastructure to a creative industry. And if there's a way that some of our listeners maybe can get in touch with you, what would that be?
Sure. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, so LinkedIn is probably the easier way. But other than that, tropee.com, TROPEE.com, you will find all the informations there. And thank you for having me, Tiffany.